The birth of twins did reave the land as brother upon brother warred. Scythes to swords, from rock to shore, the people madly weapons forged. Caught within a storm of rage, the land itself was deeply bled, for sanity had fled.
A shame what happened to the Reeds. Had the prettiest little girl.
Watch yourself.
Runs the general store. Kind of a strange.
An endless night the brothers' war did wreak upon the broken land, until the sorrow lord arose, the grieving knight to make a stand. The hammer of Akatha rose, and fell, and rose again. He took the throne of Candrian.
Okay. This town is going to the kobolds. The Ravens are best in this side of Revere.
Greetings.
Greetings.
The guards seem a mite testy of late.
So let me guess. Bored and looking for something interesting, right? What do I know of war? I've got my own struggles to overcome. I wish the Alpha victory, but it's not as if I will see any gain from their triumphs. I'm a healer. Been stuck here for what seems like an eternity. I've been mending bones and curing sicknesses in exchange for farmers' foodstuffs. Ha! Melagleer. There are Tuatha about. The local lord cowers in his keep and seeds of unrest everywhere. Take me with you when you leave, will you?
You're not from around here, are you? I am Eli Thames, and I could use your help with a delicate task. Why, I am but a humble agent of change, endeavoring to be in the right place at the right time. Inre Candrian became lord just before the Crystal War began. When the Tuatha invaded, he retreated to his keep and refused to come out. Left all Candrian to die just to save himself and his precious family name. I'd heard it was a quiet town, but now I hear whispers of people mysteriously disappearing during the night. I haven't left the inn since I arrived. Rathir is the great city of the Dockelfar, up the coast a ways. It's old and beautiful, but don't hold a candle to Odessa if you ask me. Lord Candrian wears a large ceremonial signet ring. He removes it only to sleep. I need you to go to Candrian Keep and steal it. Ever since Indre Candrian became lord, the Candrian Guard have not left the area around his keep. The Tuatha are raiding the Candrian coast, entirely unchecked, and this gravely worries the citizens of Rathir. We wish to inspire Lord Candrian to leave his keep and drive the Tuatha back into the sea, and the ring is the first step. Excellent. I'm told that Lord Candrian keeps it in his bedroom in Candrian Keep. Obtain the ring and return to me for another task. The keep is in the southeast corner of Candrian. Supposed to be impenetrable when it's sealed, but I've heard rumors that one could sneak inside through a cavern below it. Candrian was once the safest region in all of Erethel. No one dared to challenge the Candrian Guard. Now, with the Tuatha raiding up and down the coast, the Guard do nothing but protect Lord Candrian as he cowers in his keep. Lord Candrian keeps the ring in his bedroom in Candrian Keep. Another time, then.
What'll it be? Mel Aglear'd be nothing but a cinder too, if we weren't a quick march from Lord Candrian's keep. I suppose his lordship could live with letting his people die, but not if he could hear 'em screaming while it happened. Been running the inn here in Melaglear all my life. My father was proprietor before me, and his father before him. Used to be we could count on travellers passing through here every week, but now we're lucky to have any visitors at all. Is that so? Let's take a look. That bastard! He murders my dear sister Jera in cold blood, then waits 30 years and thinks a note will make everything right. You tell Durfel that if I ever see him again, I'm going to gut him. You'd better run along now, and don't forget to tell Durfel that I'll be looking for him. We have the finest accommodations in Erethel. Would you like to rent a room? Very well. We will always have room if you change your mind. Good day.
Hail, Wanderer. Hello. What may Durant Alagus do for you? This land is old, my friend. Old indeed. Used to be that the lords of the Alfar ruled over much of the Arathel from the keep to the east of here. But time brings change, I suppose. Now it's just the keep and this village. Trading goods in Melaglir is just a necessity for me. I've always wanted to travel and study the esoteric elements of alchemy. But alas, where can one find time for such pursuits? Melaglir was never a particularly bustling town, but with the recent disappearances and the Tuatha Raiders nearby, few visitors come here anymore. It makes me sad.
Hello there. I trust everything went well delivering the letter to Matix Dace? I'm not sure he took kindly to it. Regardless, you have completed the second labor. For your next labor, I need you to retrieve a sword, Hellbane, off the body of a great Varani blademaster known as Three Swords. He was called Three Swords for the three weapons he favored. He was one of the only mortals I've ever known to master the challenging art of wielding the twin Fey blades. I'm sure the Tuatha paid a mighty butcher's bill for it. Travel to the Tuwili coast, search near the shore, and follow the Tuatha bodies. Three Swords will not have fallen easily. News has recently come to me of the fall of a great Varani blademaster known as Three Swords. He bested me, and instead of taking my life, he took my sword, Hellbane. I want you to find where Three Swords died and retrieve the weapon. Until later, then.
The Summer Fae suffered the winter's onslaught. They collided amidst lightning and fire, and a godstorm gathered up the land in its embrace, crushing it. Do you remember the steady rain? The hail of bodies, both wintry and warm? It was a sword carving the plains with death.
Then returned the prophetess to her people, who, content with largesse, would stay in their wintry country. Tyrion spoke, as I know, her silken robes the fabric of Lyria's hand. Hail! The words of the goddess I herald unto her people, and have I heard from starlit lands in her woven grasp. Her way is east, that way which we must travel, for these frosty vales are not beautiful. Our cousins, we say unto you, be no more troubled by our plight. We will go to the opposite ends of Alfaria, and be Dokilfar content.
Greetings. You have acquired Hellbane. Excellent. Now, for your next labors, I need you to collect some items. The Bloodstone, a circlet, and the Rose of Kandrian. The Bloodstone in particular must be bought. Here is some gold to do so. The circlet is in a chest in the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir. The Bloodstone is with Kel's Cafety and Tyrion's Rest, and the Rose just south of here in Kandrian. The circlet is in a chest in the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir. You'll have to be sneaky about how you obtain it. She was the most beautiful creature I have ever known, and she is dead. Let us leave it at that. You need Hellbane to pluck the rose from the grave of Geradace, my wife. The Bloodstone is with Kel's Cafety and Tyrion's Rest. I've given you the gold to purchase it from him. The circlet from the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir, the Bloodstone from Kel's Cafety, and the Rose of Kandrian from the grave of Geradace. He is a lying, whoring, two-faced mongrel, a blight on the plains of Erethel for the better part of 20 years. Long ago, he cheated me in a game of cards, winning a gem known as the Bloodstone. I want you to get it back. Use the gold I have given you to get it back. If you can convince Kells to part with the gem for less, good. If you can't, do what you need to do. Well, if you don't have the skills to do so, take this book. Place it in the bookshelf to the left of the chest, and the chest should unlock. Let's just call it a legacy of my misspent youth, and not ask questions as to how it works. Now, go, get me that circlet. The magic of the headstone will allow the bearer of Hellbane to pull the rose from the stone as if it were alive. All right then, you'd best get going. Farewell.
The Lion of Winter, the Magus King, Indarion of Kandrian, captured fire in his fist and with it took command. With wisdom and tenacity, the Lord of Aod captained peace. May it never cease.
Welcome to Kandrian Keep. Please behave yourself.
There's no loitering in the keep. Fine weather today. There's no loitering in the keep.
You're not here about the blasted Tuatha, are you? My sister's dim-wit son. She betrayed the family and married one of those contemptible Loselfar traders. She went north, and we heard nothing of her for years until a messenger turned up on my doorstep with that son of hers. Apparently, they both died of the plague and left this burden of theirs on me. It is not for nothing this land and this keep bear my family's name. We've protected this region for generations, a fact those peasants in Melaglir occasionally take for granted. I forgive them this. It was not an easy choice to make, and it is a heavy one to bear. In every incursion upon Erethel by foolish upstart tyrants, Kandrian Keep has never fallen. Even if all of Kandrian and Melaglir succumb, my family's keep will stand fast. After the Tuatha invasion, overnight it seemed, most of Kandrian lay in ruins. Rather than lose all, we fortified Kandrian Keep. Melaglir survives too in our shade, because it is close enough to defend without sacrificing our security. What's the point in fighting them? You kill one and it gets right back up. No, it is better if we stay here and keep them from getting what we have. It is close enough to our keep that my guard can defend both without too much risk. That is why I can safely leave a garrison there. Without our protection, they would have been razed years ago, and this keep would be all that's left of old Kandrian. Why don't you see yourself out?
Good evening. Hello. What may Durant Alagus do for you?
Greetings.
Ah, good, you got the ring. With this, we're one step closer to forcing Lord Candrian out of his keep and unshackling the Candrian Guard to challenge the Tuatha. He is Lord Indre Candrian's nephew, the son of Indre's sister, and a Losalfar trader. Thankfully, he spent his childhood in the north with his father's people. It was only recently that his parents passed away, and he was sent here to come age under the influence of Lord Candrian. Durant runs the general store here in Melaglir. He's a bit off, but he's said to have a singular knowledge of the arcane. We need to modify the ring before we return it to Lord Candrian. There is an altar in Western Candrian that is perfect for our needs. Take the ring there and place it on the altar. There may be some resistance to your efforts. Just ensure nothing disturbs the ring until it's finished. Return to me when you're done. We must modify Lord Candrian's signet ring with a bit of magic. Take the ring to Western Candrian and place it on the altar. You may have to defend the ring until it's finished. There could be some resistance. Farewell.
Good evening.
Hail, Wanderer.
Hello there. Impressive. The altar put quite a nasty curse on that ring. Restore it to its proper place. Be sure you're not seen. The keep guards have been on high alert since the ring went missing. With Indre Kandrian dead, Arian Raidan is sure to become the new lord. He will drive the Tuatha off our shores once and for all. Don't worry, it will be painless. Once he's worn the ring and retires for the night, he'll sleep and simply never wake again. What did you think we were doing? Honestly, have you ever heard tell of a curse that could forge a brave man from a coward? This is the only way. But we're so close. We need a lord who will lead the Kandrian Guard into battle, not hide in his keep. Think about it. I'll still be here with the ring if you change your mind. Farewell. Are you ready for the next step? Are you ready to finish this? Good. You'll need to find a different way in this time. Since your last visit, they've sealed the front door and barred all visitors. Remember, place the ring back where you found it without anyone noticing. Hopefully, Kandrian will just think he overlooked it. Restore the cursed ring to its proper place. Be sure you're not seen. The keep guards have been on high alert since the ring went missing. Farewell.
By order of Lord Candrian, all trespassers found within the keep will be killed on sight.
Yes? Why don't you see yourself out? What is it? Forgive me if I don't show you out.
Stand fast. By order of Lord Candrian, all trespassers found within the keep will be killed. Greetings.
Ah, there you are. Have you heard the news? Poor old Lord Candrian passed away in his sleep. Very sad. Yes. You'll be happy to hear that Arian Rydarn is the new Lord Candrian. Incidentally, I believe this belongs to you. Careless of you to have left it behind, but I hope we can work together again sometime. The Loselfar are an honorable people, and you can easily see that they raised Arian to be a just and virtuous leader. With Arian in charge of the Candrian Guard, they will take the fight to the Tuatha and drive them back across the sea. Indre Candrian was a poor lord. It is better that he is gone. Now, perhaps, the Guard can drive the Tuatha back across the sea and make this land safe again.
Hail, Wanderer.
Move along.
Greetings. Hello. What may Durant Alagus do for you? Lord Kendrian did what needed to be done. When the Tuatha came, he had to choose. Fight a losing battle, or save that which could be saved. I'm just glad it was Malaglir that could be saved.
You look like you've been in some tight spots. There's a bounty out on a damn set of deserters. What do you say? Haven't you been? You can feel something and you begin to rot the moment you set foot over there. At least I did. Look at it. Scarred and singed as a blacksmith's hand. That is what you get from war. I did 5 years in Cluricon. Then I got this post back here, seeing fresh recruits trained and off to war. A fact of life. There are cowards and lying rogues, and that's that. But when they up and run with things of value, that's another thing altogether. 5 full crew of fresh recruits had the gall to get fully equipped on our gold coin before they up and ran. The turntails, arms, and armor we can do without. But I'm afraid we also gave each crew a bottle of bog staunch. That's what I need recovered. Cure for a sickness that strikes some the moment they enter Cluricon. Devilish hard to make. We can't have fool deserters running off with any. I thought you looked the sort. The fools are run off down the coast. They'll be hiding here and there where they can, I imagine. There are things in the air in Cluricon. It doesn't strike everyone, but some get awfully sick their first days there. Bog staunch gets them through it, so we pack a jug with every crew we send over there. They'll be up and down the Tawili coast, I think, hiding where they damn well can.
Did you think the whole army was across the water in Cluricon? No, I'm afraid some of us are stuck here in Dol de Arn and Rathir. I know they're as cooped up there as we are here, but someday that siege will lift. I want to be there when it does. No one's quite sure why Sully rebelled against us. A lot of the soldiers are feeling fatigued, though, after fighting for so long. That's why most join with freemen. Used to belong to House Arn, but that soft sot that inherited wanted nothing to do with it. His loss, the army's gain. The Freemen are a rogue group of our own soldiers who have grown disenfranchised by the war and decided it's easier to cause trouble at home than to keep the Tuatha at bay. While it's true we Alpha lead, many humans proudly fill our ranks. All mortals unite against the damned Tuatha Fae. They're not mortal for one, nor sane either. I've seen them firsthand.
Only warships dock at the burn. All others must go to the quays.
Now, sir, I'm sure it will all be sorted out with time.
I should have been there yesterday. And now you're saying 2 more days.
10 years. The siege has gone on too long.
In search of a game of hexes? You won't be tested.
Every morning, fresh soldiers.
Watch maze is just too expensive.
20, 50 gold.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
May your stay in Rathia be blessed.
It's a nightmare, it is.
Good day. Before you lies the Scholia Arcana. All are welcome upon our grounds, though we ask you do not disturb the students. 600 years of magical scholarship and training, nor did our history prevent us from accepting the younger races. Did you know this Spire Rock was first settled by a hermit mage and his disciples? Only when Jotun marauders threatened the Twilly Bluffs did the rest seek safer refuge here. Every mortal who shows promise in the art is welcome among us. Of course, they must pass the trial. We must have standards. The Almain and Varani, of course. It was not so many generations back that only the gnomes and Alpha possessed magic. And still, no one knows what kindled this sleeping talent in their breasts. Yes, the trial of initiation. If you are interested in joining, visit the chapter house in Isa.
Good day.
I've heard rumors. Something's happening to the savants and high-ranking members of the Scholia. These are dark times.
Speak to Pel Grandy or Will Donnell if you're looking for supplies. Hello.
Good day.
It's a nightmare, it is.
Nice day.
Ruwani, apothecary, alchemist, importer, and cultivator at your service. Were you aware that 37 varieties of vine, flower, and tree can be found here? Discounting, of course, the lunar gardens. Have you been? The true marvel of our city, if you ask me. Blossoms you will see nowhere else in Amalur. If you think yourself a bit of an amateur, you are welcome to the use of my alchemist's bench. I'm happy to sell you anything you require, and forgive any faces I make at your fitful potioneering. I've always found the mystery of herbs and fungi far more fascinating than anything else. As soon as I was old enough, I was apprenticed to the great Rilf Janik. He was the great alchemist of the plains of Erethel. Quite eccentric, but brilliant. His daughters in Emer took after him, and people think I'm weird. Good day.
Welcome, friend, to the Luminary Leaf, bookseller extraordinaire. In truth, I once thought I might be a poet, but it seems in the end I am more shepherd than ram to my flock of tomes. Ah, you see? My metaphors always run amok somehow. I cannot ascend the steps of the spire without thinking on the first lines of The Fall of Dwinian, nor espy the Wending and not recall Stone Shadows. Rathir is a city of letters. I dare anyone to say otherwise. Nearly any book you can imagine can be found here, at the Luminary Leaf, be it history, verse, or scholarship. Though, I must confess, we are not as well supplied in gnomish texts as I would like. The ancient steps of our founder and prophet are dear to any Rathiri's heart. But mine shall always stir to the brave tales of the war-sworn of old, pitting steel and valor against chaos itself. Now, while many books can be found only within Scholia Arcana walls, others can only be found without. Gnomish texts, magical controversies. Pelewin tugs at the heartstrings. Medara's mists at dawn takes my breath away. If you seek something a bit more rough and lively, the Varani Kesseniki or Sea Chance might be worth a read. Fare thee well.
Don't you just love the Luminary Leaf? I I could sit here reading for days and not reach past the first shelf. I'm studying in preparation to join the Scholia Arcana. Is there any other reason to be in Rathir? This is where magic lives. War is ugly. Perhaps if the generals did more reading, the scholars did more fighting, then everyone would better understand the pointlessness of violence. It is the only place to be if you wish to study the arcane, to see the lunar gardens, or to gain an audience with the Archsage himself. How do you know my brother? Wait. He's dead? Ram. No, it can't be. I told him this would happen, but he wouldn't listen. Pig-headed fool! War isn't the way. Anyone who knows history knows that. But Ram was too impatient for words. He was so brash, so brave. We couldn't have been more different, Ram and I. He always excelled at hunting, fighting, combat. Me? I was always the family joke, a boy with his nose in a book. What Ram never knew, and will never know now, is that I admired him greatly. I wanted to be like him. Strong, confident, passionate. True, I believe that the Crystal War is a doomed affair, but my criticism of it was more about keeping my brother home. Home, safe.
City Watch, be on your way.
Do not miss Leogryph's many marvels. Mages worth their salt, buy from Leogryphs. A pleasure, I assure you. I've been supplying scholars and students alike for many a year. Those rare and potent marvels unavailable within their compound, I am happy to supply. To be honest, I never actually passed the initiation trials. An oversight, I assure you. Arrogant fools. Lyria's city. Magic runs through its veins, echoes in its courts and byways, and I do my modest part. Magic's mistress and goddess of fate, which is not but magic's deepest weave, after all. Go forth, live boldly, then return to me.
Hello, hello. You have come to Gwalchmay's goods. Provisioner to all Rathir, to high and low, great house and sparrow alike. Humble servant to great house, sparrow and soldier alike. Women and men in want of things make their way to Gwalchmay's goods. They are the rag pickers and dust grubbers of the city. Mind you, I don't let them in the front door. Appearances, not to mention odors. I could tell you a thing or two about this city. Did you know, for instance, that Faldra Nefari ate the 5th memorial stone? Cast a spell and ate it. I could say a thing or two about Wyvern Gif as well, if I didn't fear the consequence. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage, once, up Spire Top. Then the spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broke him, it did. The Wyverns had a claim of their own, mind you. But their marriage to Gif, a scandal. I know the truth of it, but I'm not at liberty to say. The great families of Rathir, of course, as rich in power as in gold. Visit the upper city and see them yourself. Worth the climb, if you ask me. The first four are easy enough to find about the city, but the fifth, few know the truth of it. Very good, then.
Yes, let's see.
This is the sage crafting table. I can help you with gems and shards and the like. If you want general goods, you should speak to Master Gwalchmay over there. Oh, he's been very good to me. I knew my gems were good, but they wouldn't seem to sell in a market stall. They do better here. It takes great concentration. You can get lost in the work. I like that. Oh, it's so lovely, the lunar gardens. Not that I've seen much else of the world. Have you? Oh, I'd be terrified to go so far. Yes, they're my favorite place. So peaceful. The blooms and stars, like so many glittering gems. Goodbye.
May your stay around here.
Greetings.
And 30. Not a gold piece more. City watch, never. This here's Dolvayan. You an officer? Got an officer's pass? No pass, no entry. It's a privilege to wear the steel helm. All who do should be proud. I gave my captain back chalk once, just once. And what do I get? 3 months guard duty, day and night. This here's our base, barracks and storehouse west of the Forian Strait. It played a bigger role back when the war raged where you and I stand now. But that was near on 10 years back. That's right, officers only. If you've got a pass, show it here. An hard night drinking in Rathir, was that it? Woke up with less in your pockets than you used to have? If I had a gold piece every time. We see that, especially from your sort, just back from the front. Well, have this pass we keep for visiting dignitaries. And try not to drink so much. That's right, you're allowed.
For 500 summers, autumns, winters, and springs, the blossoms on my pearl tree bloomed ceaselessly and wantonly and fair. Why today have they fallen like tears? A dark doubt whispers, these flowers will not come again. First, the Pyrrol tree. Then the shapes of trees and heads and hawks, made by the white caps of the waves before they crashed. Then 1,000 other wonders in my lands have faded, failed, and fallen still. All I know and love is slipping from my grasp.
Greetings.
For truly, my children, we are loved and blessed by Lyria. Lyria, goddess of fate, who holds the cards that spell our mortal lives. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
Approach and await the wisdom of the fates. I am the great Kel's Cafferty, sworn and scrupled servant to the Sisters of Destiny. Speak, that I may divine your future, and through my gift, bless your mortal soul. I don't like strangers who ask a lot of questions. This town is full of old fools. Most of them will believe anything you tell them. I'm sure Durfel is not very fond of me. I beat him in a game of cards many years ago, fair and square. Well, by my standards, anyway. Traditionally, this sort of transaction happens under more discreet circumstances, if you understand my meaning. Tell you what, I'll part with it for a hefty price. Very well. It's practically highway robbery, but I'm not in any condition to argue. Pleasure doing business, friend.
The Marines are back.
Hello there. Ah, you have returned. Then your 7th labor awaits. Together, the items you collected comprise the Amrinthian Band, the crown of Kandrian kings. Your 7th labor is to reconstruct this crown. It is an ancient crown for ancient kings. That is all I will say on the matter. There is only one place where the Amrinthian Band may be reconstructed. On a rock. Find a Fey sagecrafter named Hendy and tell her I sent you. She will assist you in restoring the Amrinthian Band. Farewell.